Hello, Anubises and Bastets. It's time for me to talk about another episode of a superhero animated series. And today, I will be talking about the Batman the Animated Series episode Avatar. So if you haven't seen the episode, or it's been a really long time since you did see it, then you can listen to me quickly sum up the plot of the episode with lots of spoilers, or you can stop this video right now and go watch the episode before you proceed. Either way, the choice is yours. Bruce Wayne donates an ancient Egyptian scroll, which is then stolen by the minion of Ra's al Ghul, Ubu. The scroll has instructions on how to find a tomb that holds the secrets to eternal life. Meanwhile, Talia is hurt that her father doesn't trust her. Batman and Talia go to the tomb, where Ra's is almost killed by a life-sucking mummy, but Batman saves him. Despite all his best efforts, and despite Ra's efforts to ostracize his daughter, Talia betrays Batman and reunites with her father, with Ra's promising that he and the detective will meet again. Cue credits. So just like episodes Off Balance and The Demon's Quest, this episode has a very pulp 1930s vibe to it, and that is very okay with me. As I've said before, while it's to be expected that most of the episodes of this series are going to be set in Gotham and will have a grimy urban feel to them, it's still a nice fresh change of pace to every once in a while get an episode that takes us outside of Gotham, like this episode. This one in particular reminds me of the Batman of the 1970s, who is much more of a globetrotter than any other Batman. This lends much more of a sense of adventure to the series than we usually get when Batman is fighting gangsters or supervillains on the dirty streets. Beyond the atmosphere of the episode, if you're at all familiar with Ra's, or Roz as I like to call him, then this episode won't really blow your mind. Now, if you don't need an episode to blow your mind, and you just want a jolly good time and an entertaining 20 minutes, then this episode serves those needs to the letter. But if you've come to expect something more than a jolly good time and just an entertaining 20 minutes, then you might have come away from this episode feeling a little bit let down. If you watch the first 5 minutes of the episode, you could very easily predict the next 15 minutes of the episode. And no, predictability doesn't mean a story is bad per se, but it also isn't a good quality for a story to have. Ideally, any given story should be walking a tightrope of being just unpredictable enough to not bore the audience, while being just familiar enough to the audience to not throw them way off and disorient them. Going too far in either direction might break the story. I don't think this story is broken, but it might be close just because it hews a little too close to, oh, I know what's going to happen next. The plus side of this episode being a little too familiar is that it is very consistent on a character level. If you know exactly how Talia is going to act in this episode, then you certainly can't make the argument that she is out of character, because she is not. Every character here feels just right, to the point that it is a little surprising that this episode is only the second time we've seen Ra's in this series, and the third time that we've seen Talia, as the ease that this crew writes these characters with would make me think that they've written them for dozens of episodes. I don't really have much more to say about this episode. This isn't a bad episode at all, but it's also not a fantastic episode. It's one of those middle-of-the-road episodes that doesn't really inspire much of a comment at all. I wouldn't put it in my top 10 or my bottom 10, and that's about all that can be said about this episode. But maybe I'm wrong. What did you guys think of this episode, and of my review? If you liked it, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you did like it, you're in luck, because I do videos like this every week. Next week, I'll be talking about an episode of Batman Beyond, and the week after, I'll be talking about another episode of Batman the Animated Series. And I also do other videos throughout the week, so be sure to check those out too. In the meantime, I'll see you guys in the future. Have a great rest of the day. Catch you later.